Now, someone else gearing up for a big run this coming weekend is former rugby star Gareth Thomas. To mark the 40th anniversary since the first cases of HIV were reported, he's running a half marathon to raise awareness. Gareth, of course, told us all he was living with HIV back in, it must have been September 2019, and joins me now, and it is lovely to see you. How far we have come when you look back 40 years. We really have, haven't we? I mean, still a ways to go, but things are very different now.
Yeah, I think it's, even though we've come so far, you're right, Lorraine, in what you say, there is still a long way to go. And not so much on the medicine side of it, or the scientific side of it. I think on the stigma and the misunderstanding around HIV. And that's why, as you said, I and a group of other people from Tackle HIV are running a half marathon this Sunday, because what I believe, having been a part of this campaign for such a long time, is that we can give people as much verbal information as possible. And sometimes they take it in, sometimes they don't. But I think it's really important as well to call to action, to physically show that HIV is not something that kind of physically restricts your ambition or physically restricts your ability. So, as you said, this Sunday, I'm running the Royal Parks London half marathon with a group of other people from Tackle HIV. Some men and women living with HIV, but what I wanted to do as well is to have part of the team people who are not living with HIV. Now, in that part of the team, we've got some legendary people. We've got Sally Gunnell, Olympic gold medalist, another great friend and advocate of HIV, Shane Williams, a rugby legend of mine. And I'm really passionate about what it shows is that 40 years on from the first cases of HIV in the UK, what it shows is that people living with HIV and people living without HIV can do the same things at the same time, and nobody can tell the difference. Nobody knows.
I know, it's now living with HIV rather than suffering from, because you can live with it. That's the amazing thing. And of course, I know you, like me, we watched It's a Sin, the award-winning drama, and that actually helped an awful lot as well, because that really was, to be honest with you, Gareth, that was like my life. Apart from that was in London and I was in Glasgow. It was quite tough to watch at times, but I think it was a bit of a wake-up call as well for everyone.
Yeah. For me personally, it was unbelievably difficult to watch, because I had people who lived, I'm friends with people who lived through that era, and they spoke about what it was like then, but I couldn't really imagine it. But what Russell T. Davis, who's a great friend of mine, did in that program, I think, was bring to our living room the reality of what it was like. And even though we can proudly say that kind of we've evolved and things have changed since then, they haven't changed to a point of there is not still discrimination out there. Discrimination still exists, and the stigma around HIV and the misunderstanding around it, even though we've moved on 40 years, that's kind of, that's the problem at the moment. That's the killer. HIV, if you get detected soon enough, then you go on effective treatment, you can live a normal, happy, healthy life, which I do. I'm very, very happy with the life I have now. But due to the stigma, the fear, the discrimination, some people aren't getting tested. And therefore, HIV still exists and the stigma still exists around it.
Exactly, that's really important that people, because if you get tested and you find out you've got it, there are so many things that you can do. I remember talking to you before and you said, look, I take a pill a day and, I get on with my life. I just got on with my life, which is incredible.
I take one pill a day, and I have a husband who I love more than anything else in this world. He's HIV negative, and we have a happy, healthy life. We have a happy, healthy sex life, and I know that there's no risk of me transmitting HIV to him in our sex life as well.
And he's a good mover, Gareth. He can bust some moves. I love that.
Do you know that's a typical day in the Thomas household. We dance. We always say, if we have an argument, then we get over the argument. We say, let's play a song and let's dance. If we're feeling happy, we go to parties, and usually, nobody wants to be the first on the dance floor.
Yep.
Well, to me and him, it's competition who can be the first. on the dance floor. We absolutely love it. And a big thing for me, you know, is I want, you know, I dance, me and him, like, we dance like there's no one else in the room, right? And I want everyone, and that's why I do this campaign with HIV or being authentic to yourself. I want everyone to be able to have what I have now. Like I can happily sit down and get on with my life and be selfish because I have everything I've ever wanted in my life, right? But I choose not to. I want people, like that moment of me and him dancing. I want everyone living with HIV, not living with HIV, being authentic about something, non-authentic. I want everyone to be able to have their moments in their life.
Exactly. We should be all be able to do that.
About.
Did you watch Strictly at the weekend? Did you see Jojo, as they're called, John and Johannes? That was,
do you know what? Yeah.
Wow.
I just think, you know, when I watch Strictly, when I look at Strictly, right, it's a great program, right?
Fabulous.
It's all about dancing. But I think what these two are doing, and also I think, you know, there's some other great stories within it, is it transcends Strictly. It's bigger than Strictly, it's bigger than television show. It sends a message. And when I watched that, and the week before, and I think to myself, do you know what? Somebody somewhere in this world is going to wake up tomorrow morning and feel a little bit better about themselves. Yeah. Feel like they belong somewhere. Feel like they're not, you know, the castaway. So I think what that does for people is far bigger than Strictly, and I commend Strictly for doing it finally. And I think again some of the other stories in there are
wonderful.
Are brilliant.
Of course, Dancing on Ice did it. Two fellas dancing on Ice. Of course they did. You did Dancing on Ice. We are going to be revealing the first contestant later on in the show. Any advice for them? What would your one thing be to anybody doing Dancing on Ice this year? What do you think they should do?
Do you know what? It's such an amazing experience, right? You get taught to ice skate by two of the most iconic people that have ever lived in Toval and Dean. And my advice would be to make sure you enjoy it, because you get so caught up in the fear of failing, the pressure, the live shows. And all of a sudden when it ends, you look back and you think, you know, I've probably had just one of the greatest experiences in my life. And I spent it all being afraid. I spent it all being nervous. I spent it all worrying. So just enjoy it, because I think when people vote for, like I do, if I vote for people on telly, you know what? I vote for people who I like, who want to give me a part of who they are, rather than just like focusing on ice skating or focusing on dancing. I want people who show me a bit of emotion, show like they're having fun, give me a bit of their personality. So I think just for people to go there, be themselves, and don't let the moment pass without enjoying it and look back and regretting it, rather than look back and thinking, you know what, every second of that I cherished, every second of that I learned something and I evolved myself.
Well, you're a wise, wise man. Good luck with the half marathon. Good luck with the campaign to raise awareness about HIV. I know you've got support of Prince Harry, Elton John and many, many others. It's so good to see you. I hope I can talk to you very soon. Thank you so much for joining us.
God bless you. And thank you to all the show for giving HIV and the community of HIV, the people who live with HIV, a platform to speak out, because not everyone does. So thank you to everyone, you and everyone on the show.
Thank you, Gareth. Don't forget, you can watch full episodes of Lorraine on the ITV Hub, and all the best clips, compilations and playlists right here on our channel. Just subscribe now and you'll never miss an upload. Click here to watch another video similar to this one, or click here to head to our channel's homepage to explore all of our exciting videos.